Alright, in the last video we saw how to add a texture map just to the simple plane. Now we're going to look at what happens if we're trying to apply a texture map to a 3D surface. So I'm just going to go here and I'm going to go into edit mode. I'm going to select this face right here and I'm going to press extrude and I'm going to make this into some kind of box. Alright, and you're going to notice that on the side here it's this stretch texture. Alright, and the reason that's stretching is we need to work with something called UVs. Alright, UV space. Okay. And the UV space is basically outlaying the 3D space of this box into a 2D space. So let's look at an example real quick. So if I go here and I go to UV editing, alright, so this space right here, and I select it, this one, this one, this one, and this one, each one of these vertices corresponds to a 2D space where my texture is here. So this is just there's no camera here, it's just U and V. Alright, it's a two-dimensional space here. Now if I wanted to look at this space right here, it is all along here. It's not laid out. This is laid out to fit in this space. So we can do a few different things. The first thing is we can select all the edges and I can press Command L or select linked right here, Command L, and that selects all of them, and I can go here UV and I can say mark seam. So each one of those is a seam, kind of like when you're sewing a shirt you have seams. And now I'm going to go to UV and I'm going to unwrap, and what you're going to see here, let's go back here, is the faces. Alright, so this face right here, see, instead of it being one line, it is now like each one of these vertices. So this vertices right, this vertice right here, let's do the line here. Alright, so those 4 lines correspond to lines along here, and each one of these is going to correspond. So I have this one, this face is right here, this face is right here, this face is right here, and this face is right there, and then this will be here as a square, and this will be here. Alright, and that looks pretty good. So if I want, I can also kind of curve these edges and bevel them, maybe add a little bit more space. Go here, this maybe segments, go back out of this mode, and that gives it kind of a nice little thing. But you do maybe notice that there's a little bit of an edge along here, but it's not too noticeable in this case. So that is a way to kind of give your object some 3D space on a very simple level. If we have a more complicated 3D geometry, then there are other techniques we can and like ways to unwrap the UV space. But basically the idea here is that you're taking a 3D space and making it into a 2D space.